Live from Bikini Bottom, it's Malignant Bear, featuring me, JD Grosspitz. Hello everyone, and welcome to the stream. Tonight we're power washing once again. Got lazy and didn't make a new thumbnail for this. I could have rather, but I didn't. Playing this again though because the Spongebob DLC is out, which is really exciting. I debated opening this with just me singing the Spongebob theme, but like changing the words out, so instead of it being Spongebob Squarepants, it was JD Grosspitz, because it kind of fits. I don't know. Like it fits phonetically, sort of, kind of, but I'm not absorbent and yellow and porous, am I? Unfortunately not. Thankfully Spongebob is, so... this is the first of the paid DLCs for Powerwash Simulator. They announced it a couple months ago, alongside one for Warhammer 40k, because why not? I went back and I looked, and I know I mentioned that having a Warhammer DLC would be fun. I couldn't find me talking about a SpongeBob one, but know that I thought about it. So devs, if you're listening, you know, just let me know. I can come up with some more ideas for you guys. Not off the top of my head. You would have to give me a little bit. But anyway, I'm excited for this one. Also, it's the start of the Steam Summer Sales. We'll talk about that a little bit. I mean, there's not much to say. Games are on sale. You should buy video games. Video games are fun. And they usually aren't impacted by inflation, except some really scummy devs. Like Epic. They're raising the price of V-Bucks in Fortnite, because it matters. That is impacted by inflation, according to Epic Games. Yay. Anyway, SpongeBob SquarePants. That's all we really need to know. So let's do it. So here we are in the main menu, and you can see the new DLC, SpongeBob SquarePants. Pretty cool, right? Who washes the pineapple under the sea? Dive in and clean the quirky buildings and vehicles of Bikini Bottom. Oops, sorry. I have to respond to some text messages. I'm very popular today. Which is a good problem to have, except for when you're trying to do something else. Okay, there we go. But yeah, fun times. We purposely didn't stream earlier in the week. Well, we did on Monday, but Tuesday or Wednesday, because of this, because we were going to do this on Thursday. I actually went out yesterday and I did some trivia at a bar with some friends, and we won. And I'm proud to say that one of the reasons we won is because a trivia question was about Liechtenstein. And our team was the only team that knew the answer because of me, and I'm very proud of that. So yeah, see, being Liechtenstein's former premier glam rock band really pays off sometimes. We got free drinks at a bar. So, anyway, I probably could have talked about that while cleaning. So we start off with Conch Street, where, Conch? I think it's Conch. Canoche Street, Bikini Bottom. It's where SpongeBob and Patrick and Squidward live. It is a power washer. Boy, are we glad you're here. We all woke up this morning and find our houses completely covered in dirt, and none of us can figure out how. Absolutely nothing happened last night except for the surprise party for my pet snail, Gary. It was amazing. Everyone showed up, even the tube worms from Rock Bottom and the sea monkeys and Dennis. We probably made most of the mess by anyone ever. But we cleaned up afterwards, or did I fall asleep and dream that bit? I don't think I'm nasally enough to be SpongeBob. Definitely not. Anyway, our neighbor Squidward blames us. He says if this house isn't cleaned up by the time he gets home from making comedy history at the gala, then he'll do something we'll all regret. If you clean all three, we'll give you all the Krabby Patties you can eat. I'm sure Mr. Krabs won't mind. Maybe? Oh my god. So we get a special deep cleaner because, that makes sense. Otherwise, you wouldn't be able to clean underwater. So. Alright, let's get it on. Listening to the Riot Games music thing again. I use it a lot when we do Powerwash Sim because they're fairly long and it's like a varied thing. Actually, I need to make sure it's going to loop because we will probably be in this for a while. So. turn it down just a hair. Okay, there we go. But yeah, you need some background noise while you're playing Powerwash Sim, and something like that is perfect because it's like an hour-and-a-half long thing, but it's varied music throughout. So, all right, here we are. God, they really nailed the look of this. This is... And the sounds, too. Okay, what do we have here? So we only have one power washer. We have all the extensions. Oh, we don't have the triple thing. Oh, no. Thought the dirt came here because I wanted to. That is, like, super loud, isn't it? That's Patrick talking to us as well. Audio? The water is too loud. Let me turn this down just a little bit. Now it's not making any noise. That's a new one. What? Huh. Wait, hold up. Is it... That's weird. What? Just, we'll just turn that up a little bit there. I don't know why it's doing that. That's too loud again. I guess there's some issues with this. Let's turn that down to hair. We want to hear the satisfying sound of water, right? Also, I drank a lot of water before this, and so that might be a mistake. Alright, Patrick said something, we missed it, because of the audio. My constant nemesis, water. Or, not water, audio. Water is not my nemesis. I mean, kinda is. I actually do not like the ocean. We do not belong there. That is not for us. We should stay away from it. There's the bubble stand from the memes. I think most people know SpongeBob from the memes more than anything. I don't know how many people actually have watched or still watch SpongeBob, but everybody knows the memes. They're very prolific online. Alright. So far, so good. Feels like my sensitivity's off, too. Sometimes when games update, they break things. That's always good. I was hoping this would not be one of those cases. It's telling me there's still dirt on the path. I, for one, do not see it. Wait. There we go. Okay. I haven't watched SpongeBob in a long time. Many years. Possibly a decade? I think it's still on TV. I think the creator died, though. I'm pretty sure he did. That sounds like something that happened. And it was on the internet. It was always a good show, though. Back in its heyday. It's just kind of lighthearted and silly fun. And of course, everybody always jokes about, oh, when you watch it and you're young, you really sympathize with SpongeBob and Patrick. They just want to have fun. And then the older you get, the more you realize that Squidward's right. And that is 100% true. That poor, tortured soul. Squidward. just wants to live his life in peace. He failed in his dreams and now has to just kind of get by. And there is something to be said about that. Obviously, we did not fail in our dreams. No, Malignant Bear is incredibly successful in everything that we do, including sports and investment banking and cleaning and thinking up things that we have not failed at. Family life, we're good at that one, yeah. The whole band is, all however many members, all of them. Fantastic family people. Cooking, everybody's good at cooking. Can't forget that one. What else? Music, obviously. That's how could I forget that one? That's our bread and butter. You should see how many albums we have in the works. It is ones of albums. It might not even be that. If you considered 0 as a singular number. I feel like there's a lot of little references and things in this that I might not know or remember. Here's the reef blower. I don't know what this is. Tell me in the comments. I do like the kind of juxtaposition, though, of like, we got Tomb Raider, then Final Fantasy, and now this, and then next up is Warhammer. That is just, that cracks me up so much. I feel like they need another lighthearted one like this to match it. I'm trying to think, though, what would have enough and kind of varied locations. Because my initial thought was something like, you know, Blue's Clues, maybe. You know, if they already have a deal with Nickelodeon, do that. But Blue's Clues is like a single location kind of thing, you know. You couldn't get a whole lot of that. Hey Arnold would be pretty good. I think that was on Nickelodeon, right? You could clean off Stoop Kid. Don't power wash, people. It's very deadly. What else would be something good? Oh, Wild Thornberries. That would be a good one. Especially if you could get Tim Curry to do something for it. Although I think he's in quite poor health at the moment. What a legend, though. Rugrats, maybe? Although that would get kind of boring. It would be just their houses, and then maybe like a giant Reptar. I don't know how I remembered that. What else? This was on Nickelodeon. I mean, of course, you could branch out. Obviously, Cartoon Network had a lot of things. I feel like Kids Next Door would be a good one. Lots of varied locations for that. Ed, Edd and Eddy as well. Just wacky things that you could build that they had in the show. Adventure Time or regular show would be good as well. Obviously, much newer, but plenty of variety in those. Adventure Time would print money. Like, people who have never even played this game or heard of it would buy it and then get that DLC just because it's Adventure Time. feel like Futurama would be pretty good too. It's like not letting me put that there. I think because... yeah, because that fence was there. This is the imagination box. Of course. I vaguely remember that episode. Squidward's bike, I see that over there. Right. Yeah. Look how orange this is. If I was dirt, I'd want to live here too, Patrick. Oh, that's from SpongeBob. I'm not even going to try the voice, I can't. I feel like this is... oh, no, it's tall enough to get us up there, that's the point. I'd want you to live right down the way. Aww. Getting notifications about items on my wish list on sale. Gee, you think? I can't turn them off either because I have too many items on my wish list. So anytime I try to turn off the notifications about my wish list, Steam just gives me an error. Really good design there, Valve. In general, I'm not crazy about the new Steam UI. It uses way more system resources and is kind of overly busy. I get that you have to, like, update and innovate and things, because of course you do. But yeah, I don't know. Just old-fashioned. The bar I was at, they just, like, didn't have menus, which I'm used to by now. Like, lots of places don't do that anymore. They just have a little QR code. But the entire ordering system was online through, like, their website, and you had to make an account with them and all this crap. And, you know, give them all your personal information just to order a beer. And me being the Luddite that I am, I was like, no, we're not doing that. So I just had to go up to the bar and order drinks like a casual. And they were like, "Oh, what are you doing? You're too young and handsome to be doing it this way. This is how old people order drinks." I said, "Well, I'm rather old. I'm flattered, but my cellular device does not need to come into the equation when I'm purchasing a beer from you." Or do I need to give you my email address for that? Or make an account? Or the 3 funny numbers on the back of my credit card? I am becoming increasingly frustrated with that, though, as a thing. You have to... every place wants your personal information for something. You can't just walk in and get a haircut anymore. Oh no, it's... what's the street you grew up on, and your mother's maiden name, and also it'll be $40 for a very mediocre haircut. It's a little annoying. Of course, the obvious solution to that one is to go bald. That's always a possibility. Save a lot of money that way. Unless you go for treatments to not go bald, in which case you negate the primary benefit of not having hair. Let's see. This is kind of an annoying thing to clean. Do they ever address why he lives in a pineapple under the sea? I feel like that could be a very important plot detail, and I don't know that they've ever done that. Wonder if it has good heating costs. Maybe that's it. I feel like there's been a couple episodes of SpongeBob that have had, like, snow and stuff in them, right? Okay. Pineapple was pretty good, though. I will say. You know what? I'm going to be bold. I'm going to say it. I think it's even good on pizza. That's right. Canada's gift to the world, Hawaiian pizza. I think it's fine. I'm not a pizza snob or purist. Whatever the hell you want on there. As long as you're happy. As long as you think it's pizza, it's pizza. Well, as long as it's edible ingredients, it's pizza. Oh my god, bubbles are coming out of us. I guess it's because we're breathing underwater. See, that should get us a little closer here. Are we playing as SpongeBob? I just noticed our... We can't look at ourselves. There's no third person. I guess we'll see at the end of the level. But I just realized that we are looking a little yellow. Which is not the color palette I would pick for my character, for my Powerwash Sona. Oh god, each of the leaves is its own little thing, isn't it? Yeah, 4th of July is coming up here for Americans and people who just want an excuse to blow things up. It's pretty much everybody. I mean, that's... What an amazing holiday that is. Just have barbecue and beverages of your choosing. And there's explosions. And hamburger time music. All in good fun. Let's just get this out of the way here. Clean these windows. I saw a bunch of people are really mad because Fall Out Boy did a cover of We Didn't Start the Fire. but they updated it to be like current stuff. And I haven't heard it, but I saw like some of the pictures of stuff that they included because they just did like screenshots of stuff. And it's a very weird list, and it's not in any sort of chronological order, which I think was part of the genius of the original, is that they came up with all of those things and then put them in order. And, you know, made it sound good, too. I don't have anything against Fallout Boy, but maybe you don't need to mess with perfection that is Billy Joel. Garage door alcove. Bubble stand container. Oop, oop, oop. Stand sign. Okay, and then that's it for SpongeBob's house. I was gonna say, I bet it's the underside of it. Alright, so now let's get a good look at it. I was purposely waiting to look at this until it was clean. Boy, they did a really good job on this. Yeah, I think we're a sponge. I think we're SpongeBob. Squidward's house, of course. Squidward tentacles. A well-known, he plays the oboe, right? It's either the oboe or the flute, I can never remember. Obviously, I do not know the difference between those two instruments, given that I do not play them. Seeing all this with the cartoony stylings and everything it's great. I don't know if they added music or anything for this. I've had the music in this game muted since I first started playing. And for this, I would definitely mute it anyways, just in case of a copyright strike. Speaking of streaming things, like copyright strikes and all that. Oh, imagine how many friends you'd have if you were a dirt. You don't even have to imagine, Patrick. I am dirt now. SpongeBob would still be my best friend if he was a dirt. Aww. I was gonna say, speaking of copyright strikes and streaming things, the big news in that front is Twitch continuing to step in it, because God forbid they go a couple weeks or months or what have you without making terrible business decisions. I've said it before, and I will say it again every single time. You would not know that Twitch is owned by one of the wealthiest companies in the history of the world. Seriously, you can look it up. Amazon is one of them. Obviously, you know, the East India Company and all that is quite a bit higher, but Amazon is in, I believe they're in 8 or 9, like historically, and of course potential to go even higher. But yeah, Twitch just constantly makes terrible business decisions that don't even make any sense from like a capitalistic standpoint of them trying to make more money. Twitch is forever going to be a loss as a platform, because hosting video streaming services like that is incredibly expensive, even considering that they own them, that they own Amazon Web Services. Like, that's still taking up bandwidth and server space and things from them. So the fact that they're nickel and diming creators, or attempting to, they always get blowback and then are like, oh, never mind, it was phrased wrong. We didn't mean to do that. Like, no, you got called out for being... It's horrible. But every time they do that, like, it's not going to really matter. You know, the money that they will potentially make from screwing over their creators is not enough to make Twitch profitable. It never will be. The whole point of it is just to get people into the ecosystem and kind of offset the cost of some of those services, and then use it as a test bed for other AWS services. That's... I'm pretty sure that's always been the case. I mean, obviously, you know, Twitch was not owned by Amazon forever, but back in the day, it was an attempt to be profitable, but even then, before Amazon bought it, it never was. But yeah, they tried to take a higher cut of things, and people called them out on it, and they're like, "Oh, it's not like that. We didn't mean like that." And then they backtracked and tried to make it better, and a lot of people ate it up. But then you read the fine print of the new contracts that people were given, and it's just as damning, and there's loopholes in there to screw you over even more. And then, of course, YouTube does the cool thing where they just don't really acknowledge the fact that you can stream on their platform. And then wonder why no one does. Which is weird, because they gave a better revenue split. But discoverability is a lot worse. Although I guess this time they did change... It's a lot easier to get monetization on YouTube now. They just changed that, like, the week after Twitch stepped in it again. But still, I don't think it's going to attract a whole lot of people. Which is a shame. I think for the majority of streamers on Twitch, YouTube would be a better option. The real benefit of Twitch is all of the wacky integrations and stuff, which can be cool and fun for sure, but they are at their most effective when you have a community built around them, and just a lot of streamers are streaming to effectively nobody. Even on Twitch, it's very easy, you know, for most categories, you don't even have to scroll to see people that have 0 views. So they have all these fancy things set up, and, you know, oh, that's the reason I would never leave Twitch, because all my integrations. And for what? For what purpose? If you go on YouTube, you can still do quite a few integrations. You just have to work a little more with OBS, which is probably better anyways, because then you have more control over it than Twitch's dumpster fire of a back end. So you can do some more cool things with that. There's lots of fun stuff in OBS or other streaming software. And you get significantly higher bit rates and ability to do things, and also way better archival support. Quite a few streamers then were talking about going to Kick, which is a new thing. Just like Mixer was a new thing a couple years ago. I think Mixer was Microsoft, wasn't it? And they paid, what was it, Ninja, like a whole bunch of money to stream on Mixer. And before they signed him to, what was it, like a 2-year exclusivity deal, and then Mixer just shut down within that 2-year time period. But some people have now signed with Kick, which is a new one that is owned by some guy who is involved in crypto and shady investment stock and gambling adjacent things, and Yeah, it's real shady. What did they pay XQC? He used to play Overwatch, and now he's... I don't know what the hell he does now. I never watched his stuff, I'm just aware of him. So they paid him a whole bunch of money, like $100 million or something, to go stream over on Kick. It's all coming back to me now. We did clean up last night. Gee, Spongebob, text a little slower. Gary and I got our second win and tackled the stubborn stains, and Patrick sleep clean the rest with a reef blower. Go team! I don't know that that's a thing, SpongeBob. But yeah, they gave XQC like $100 million to stream on their platform, and he's apparently can still stream on Twitch. I looked at the story and it didn't make any sense to me. You would give him a ton of money and it's not an exclusive deal. But there's like a bunch of gambling streams and things on Stake, or on Kick, because it's owned by Stake, which is the gambling thing. And yeah, if you're into gambling, whatever. I am not. I just play gacha games like a moron instead. But yeah, like if you're into that, whatever. But streaming that is... I have some issues with that. A lot of people who consume streaming media are young and very impressionable, and will see that and think it's fun and cool and interesting, and they'll get into it, except they don't have the streamer dollars that, XQC is getting $100 million to promote gambling, and then he can turn that around and gamble. And at the end of the day, even if he loses, he still is a millionaire, many times over. But his viewers are not, and they will be like, oh, I can gamble like XQC. Can you? Or whatever his name is, QXC? It's some combination of letters. It's got a Q in there. And some other people have commented on that and kind of called him out for it, and refused deals with them. But still, I don't know, it's a little concerning. I assume everybody will just slink back to Twitch like they always do, though. I was also unaware that crypto was still a thing. I don't think it really is. Shouldn't be. It's not letting me jump. Okay, we got the hinge there. That's good. What else? What else? Hey, it's the Steam Summer Sale. That's the other thing. I think the biggest and probably best deal is the fact that the Steam Deck is on sale for 20% off, which is a lot. For the fancy version that costs $600, 20% of that is, $120 dues, which is a not small amount of money. Totally worth it. It's a very good purchase, even at full price. fascinating piece of technology. My only complaint with it, and I've brought this up before, is I don't know why they didn't just make it standard resolution. It's it's like 16 by 10 instead of 16 by 9. I don't know why you would do that. And there's a bunch of dead space on the screen, like there's a huge bezel. They could have made it a standard 720p and the proper resolution and everything. Or resolution format, rather. That's the biggest issue with it, and the most baffling one. And I think they explained it in one of their videos, but still, it's... I don't know. Some games just scale very awkwardly to that. I think it's like an 800p screen or something. Like, it would have had better scaling and probably better battery life if you weren't trying to hit a slightly higher resolution at an off format. Can't believe Patrick lives like that. It's the dream. To open back up because there's some stuff we were gonna miss there. I like that even this is SpongeBob themed, the scaffolding. It's very good. I know some of the other levels are, was it the Krusty Krab and the Chum Bucket, and I think Mrs. Puff's boat school, or just a boat. And then, was it Rock Bottom from that episode? I am really curious what they're going to do with Warhammer, though. Like, I assume we'll be cleaning, like, a Lehman Russ tank or something, and maybe, like, some Space Marine power armor. Are they going to go bold and let us clean the Golden Throne? That would be pretty cool. I feel like Indiana Jones would be a good Powerwash Sim DLC. Clean the Ark of the Covenant. Just don't open it, or the game will crash and uninstall itself from your computer. And also reformat your hard drive. So if the dirt was dealt with, but our homes were filthy again by the time we woke up, that can only mean one thing. We're off the hook. SpongeBob, you liar. Clearly was not dealt with. Right. Oops. Heard a weird noise in game. Also, I put this backwards. That was a pathetic jump. So we'll get this while we're up here. Yeah, there's lots of stuff on sale in the Steam sale. I didn't forget the topic. I feel like the sales are not as good as they used to be, though. And I know everybody always says that. I don't miss having to, like, wait and hope that specific things would go on sale. That was always kind of crappy. But I liked when they had little events and games and things that went with the sale. I thought that made it a little more fun. The past couple sales, it's just been, look at your discovery queue, and then you get a card. And there's some, you know, sale-themed profile backgrounds in the point store. And it's like, anybody who uses Steam even remotely regularly has enough points to buy literally everything in the store several times over. I saw somebody broke, what was it, 1 million points or something? I think that was on the Steam subreddit. And I can totally see it. I guess that's the other big story, is Reddit is charging millions of dollars to access its API. So any third-party app is just giving up the ghost, effective tomorrow, I think. Which is pretty crappy, because there's a lot of really good things, potentially, especially on like some smaller subreddits for various like niche interests, like very specific games, or like, oh, your sports team, you can get information about that. Like there's good stuff on Reddit if you go outside of the main pages. And not even like, oh, you have to do the discussion part, like you have to talk to people. Like, no. You don't even have to be active, just like to browse it and find things. You know, like if you're shopping for PC parts, you can look at build a PC sales and get quick and easy links to PC components that are on sale, and then read the comments to see people's descriptions of them and all that. Like that's a helpful resource. Or like, oh, it's, you know, it's the draft for your sports season, team, league, sports ball that you play, and you want to see what your team's up to. You can, instead of trying to follow 1 million people on Twitter, or use their crappy website, or watch it on TV, because most times anything outside the first round isn't streamed anyways, just go on Reddit, and somebody will have a thread for it. And you can still do that on the website, but the newest version of Reddit, like regular old website Reddit, is terrible. And I assume they're going to kill old Reddit at some point. And the Reddit's app is garbage, the official app. It's horrendous. So a bunch of subreddits in protest went offline for a little bit, some for a little bit longer. And some went back online with a whole bunch of really weird restrictions, like you can only post pictures of John Oliver, or some of them that were regular subreddits before have now decided that you can only post porn because potential advertisers don't like that. Because all of this is in preparation of Reddit going public and trying to get some sick IPO money. And of course all of this makes Reddit look like clowns. The ownership, rather. But I don't think it'll matter in the end, because there is no alternative, so the average user won't go anywhere. And I think the ownership will just in the end, force out all of the people who are unhappy. Just take over. Probably have a little bit more free time now if I don't browsing Reddit. You can write some more music then, that would be cool. Yeah. That's so high on the list of things that I would do with extra time. It's just not even like I spend that much time on Reddit. It's a strictly browse while I'm like waiting for something kind of thing. Like, oh, I got dinner in the oven, or you know, oh, I'm like 5 minutes early for my laundry. I'm waiting for, you know, waiting for my coffee. Sitting on the John, like that's something you do in little chunks. So I have to find something else to fill that void. Get hopelessly addicted to Sudoku or something. That could be good. Pick up another gacha game. Can be played in very small increments, which is all of them after like the first hour or two. You can have like a little bit of fun for like an hour or two, and then it just time gates you, and it's pay an exorbitant amount of money for a JPEG of your waifu or husbando. There's that one that's all about horse racing. You can pay for JPEGs of horses. Maybe it's PNGs, maybe they've updated. It's not out in the States, it's only in Japan. What a weird concept. Well, I guess there's several that are, what is it, based on battleships, but they're women. It's Ken Cole and Azure Lane. I don't know why. I mean, I know the answer to this, but I don't know why Nintendo has the gacha version of Fire Emblem, and they make a decent amount of money with it. I don't know why they haven't made mobile ports of some of the other actual Fire Emblem games. And the answer is because they make too much money with the gacha version. But like, I would pay $20 to just be able to play a phone version of like Sacred Stones. You know? And obviously the answer is, well, JD, you could just get an emulator and it's fine. Yeah, but, you know, you could do it the right way, too. So here's Squidward's house. Bold and brash. Of course, we saw Patrick's. Spongebob's. Oh, we're a fish. We're one of the fish people that live in Bikini Bottom. That's what it is. Ah. Barnacles be gone. Your angular little squirter is a wonder. Sandy's got to see this thing. She's going to love it. Bikini Bottom bus. I'm going to introduce myself. Squidward Tentacles, artist extraordinaire, virtuoso clarinista. Oh, it's a clarinet. Okay. Cultivator of taste and talent. Pleased to meet you. I'm looking for an wincy favor before you split town. You see, the Bikini Bottom Gala Night is being held at Fancy this evening, and I plan to showcase some of my most accessible stand-up comedy. I'll be warming up the audience with some one-liners to begin with, and so tried a few of them out on the bus into town. Just as I was getting into my flow state, the bus driver inexplicably let go of the wheel and covered his ears. Guess he must have developed some kind of rapid onset ear infection.
Consequently, the bus careened straight off a cliff down into the incalculable distance into Crush County. Luckily, it soft-landed in the sludge and survived the immense pressure and journey back. We need to clean it so I can ride it back in time for my set. If you can fit us in, I'll tell you my best joke.
Yeah, we are here at rock bottom. Kelp snacks, of course. This episode is very creepy. Everybody knows it. And of course that's the point of it. But yeah, it's like a very unsettling episode of SpongeBob. Nope. They knew that I was going to try to go far away, and it's not letting me. Alright. Joey's supposed to clean from the top down, which we did not do in the previous one. But now we will.
Okay, you're doing terrific. Here's my best joke.
Oh, we already got our payment then. We're good to go.
This gray has 8 legs, 9 brains, and dies after mating.
I didn't know that SpongeBob would talk about mating, like, at all. That's...
Oh no, wrong book. Hang on.
I was gonna say, that doesn't sound like a SpongeBob joke. Is this redemption for Squidward? Is Powerwash trying to tell us that Squidward canonically has sex? That's crazy. Wow. Good for him. He's earned that win, I think. This bus is very orange, just like SpongeBob's house was. This game is so satisfying.
Wait a minute, what book was that?
I don't know, you tell me, you're the one reading it.
Life Cycle of the Octopus. Is someone's idea of a joke? Who gave me this?
I did not know that about octopi.
All my love, Mother.
What an odd gift from your mother. Say hi to your mother for me. So you want to try to clean all the stuff that's like cleanable from the top. And then we can do other things. Like learn about the life cycle of the octopus. They really die after they mate. I don't remember the buses being orange in SpongeBob. Guess I never really paid attention, though. Squidward, if you're reading jokes out of a book, you're not a stand-up comedian. Just a reader. How does a pirate ask another pirate what regional accent it has? Okay. Let's hear it. How are you? That doesn't even make any sense. Yeah, that's terrible. At least he recognizes. I would have assumed that he would have doubled down. It's like a dad joke. Maybe Squidward does get down. Maybe he has kids. Windows are always a pain to clean. Especially circular ones like this. Here it is, my greatest joke. This is definitely it. It's not yours if it's in a book. Which ancient cephalopod demanded a seat at King Neptune's table? It's just a fact. Which one? The Ammonite. Yeah, that doesn't... Oh, Ammonites. Ammonites. Get it? Okay, that is... Alright, that's... Yeah, you should probably give up that, Squidward. That was rough. That was real rough. That's like heckled off the stage rough. Shift in the chair here. I need to get a new chair. Never buying a chair with like the fake leather crap. It's terrible. It just kind of peels off after a while. Like, this chair still has really good cushioning and it's very comfortable, but it's falling apart aesthetically. I need to get one of those mesh chairs. It's like cooler to sit in. That weirds me out though, like sitting in like just a little mesh thing for potentially hours at a time. What if it breaks? It's just mesh. You have to hire someone to power wash your body off of the floor. I used to take this bus to school every day. We could just jumped up here. Every day I'd have to give it back. That's a pretty good one. Alright, so Patrick's got the jokes. I guess that's the point, is that was a better joke than Squidward's. Poor Squidward. I'm at that awkward part in cleaning where I need to get up on things, but the things that I need to get up on, like the ladder will block what I need to clean because it's very small bits and pieces. Oop. This one was pretty quick, though. Which is good. I want to get out of rock bottom. It's unnerving here. Let's see what we have here. Yeah. I assume Powerwash is on sale in Steam sale. I didn't look if the regular game was. It's always a good sign when it's the first day of the sale and the only thing that you buy is the brand new DLC for a game, and the DLC was not on sale because it's brand new. Worth it. So it's like, what, $7? It's like a coffee. Fancy coffee. Everything's expensive anymore. I hate it. Hate it a lot. Don't hate this though. This is the best. Oh, these windows are nasty looking. Okay. Totally missed them. Okay, so what are we still missing here? Headlight housing. Okay. Porthole frames and inner wheel. What is the inner wheel? Okay, so it's one of these. Oh, it was that one. Alright. Then one of the center panels. Where's their... Oh, let's see. So I still need 2 porthole frames. It's not that one, not that one, not that one, not that one. This one. Yeah. It's hoping for some like supernatural stuff down here, but I guess not. See if there's any in the replay. Doesn't look like it. let's get a drink. It's time.
You know, the only thing worse than eating chum, having it draped all over your business. I don't know what's gotten into that scoundrel Plankton, but he's gone too far this time. If this is yet another diversion so he can try and steal me Krabby Patty formula, then, like all his previous attempts, it's doomed to failure. I would say he doesn't have 2 brain cells to rub together, but he don't have 2 of any cells to rub together. Please wash me Krusty Krab down as quick as you can. Every chum-covered minute is $1 lost.
That was a terrible Mr. Krabs, but I tried. That's the point. I want a participation trophy. That's all the rage. It was before. I don't know if it still is. I don't know if people still talk about that.
You! What are you doing? Washing down the Krusty Krab. Should be helping me, you incorrigible nitwit. Krab started it by covering my chum bucket with a complex array of dirty circles.
Oh, the chum bucket is right over there.
Please, I'll pay you.
You don't have money, Plankton. Set me up on a date with your computer. Your talking computer. Yeah. Oh boy. I guess it's the outside of it at least. That's... I was wondering if it would send us inside too. I wonder if one of the levels is the invisible boatmobile. I hope they did that. I saw the list and I forgot already. There was some kind of boat thing. Krusty Krab pizza is the pizza for you and me. That's what we should have cleaned. A rock. Pioneers used to ride those babies for miles. The sound is breaking. We're cleaning too fast. Too many dings. This is the perfect summer DLC, though. It's so cool and refreshing. I should take a summer vacation. To Liechtenstein. Go back to Liechtenstein. Climb some mountains. It's not very cool or refreshing. It's fun though. Should be free of snow by now. Would not need ice climbing gear. That's what they should do. Liechtenstein DLC. Just clean the entirety of Vaduz in one go. It's just one big level. And by big I mean, you know, it's like a dozen buildings or whatever, but huge.
bubble just clipped through the Krusty Krab. Mr. Krabs is too cheap to pay for physics. I could see that, though. Seems like something he would do. Okay. I guess the chum bucket will be easy to clean. It's just a bucket. A big old bucket. I don't remember it being directly across the street, though. I thought it was kind of catty corner. Diagonal, if you will. Nobody says catty corner anymore. I do. Bringing it back. Okay. Let's get the long nozzle. It's not the same without giving me the triple thingy. I think they know that it's too powerful, and so they take it away from you sometimes. Force you to use the other weaker nozzles so that they don't feel bad. They know, though. They know, deep down. Okay, there's that done. How dirty the Krusty Krab is. It seems like that's its just natural state of being. It never struck me as being a restaurant that would pass a health inspection. Just throwing that out there. Or, like, it would, but just barely, you know? It seems like a classic kind of greasy spoon sort of place. Like, you would never get sick eating there, but you would think about it every time. I don't know if they still make them, but they used to be little gummies, like fruit snacks. They were shaped like Krabby Patties, and you could like take them apart. And there'd be all the little pieces of the Krabby Patty. I always thought that was neat. Next time I go to the store, I'll have to look for them. And I'll make sure I use the self-checkout so no one can judge me for purchasing Krabby Patties. I do hate the self-checkout, though. I'm getting old. That's the gist of things. I hate a lot of modern conveniences. It's always annoying. I was in the grocery store the other day, and they had 2 regular checkout lanes with, like, actual people. Like, there was only 2 left in the store. Period, and only one of them was staffed, and there was a huge line at it, and I only had a couple of things. So I was like, well, I'll just use self-checkout. Fine, whatever. I prefer not to, but I'm also not going to wait 10 minutes to check out my handful of items. And so I put them in the self-checkout, and, you know, shoots them down a little conveyor, and then you have to bag yourself at the end, and that's fine. But I started to, and then it was like, after like 3 items, it's like, oh, bagging area is full, please bag. And so I put the other items down because they were just in my hand. I put them like close to where I was, you know, going to be checking out with them, and then it like popped up with an error, and it was like unexpected item in checkout area, and someone had to come over, and it was like, oh, you can't do that. And so what am I supposed to do? I have to bag the groceries because it's telling me that I have to. But then what do I do with the other stuff? They don't have baskets anymore. For some reason, no store has baskets. They just took those away. So if you only want a handful of things, you either have to get a cart and be that person that has a cart for, you know, a handful of things, or just put them in your hands and be that person. And I'm often the second that person. It's very inconvenient. I know why they do it. They want you to get a full cart. A buggy. That way you might purchase more items, because you'll wager, ah yes, I have the room for this. So of course. Never mind that I only needed 4 things. Mayhaps I should buy 8. You'd be stupid not to. You have the room. Whereas with a basket, you are limited. You're naturally limited. It's my TED Talk. Bring back baskets in stores. Thanks for coming. The long nozzle. Hate that I can't hit escape to get out of that. That's weird. You have to click the little X. I feel like you used to be able to hit escape. What changed? Actually, I need to check something. Okay, good. I couldn't remember if autoplay was off for the music in the background. Just play some other random thing. I saw quite a few streamers have been playing Only Up, which is like Getting Over It, except apparently even more jank and frustrating. And I tried watching it, and even just watching it for a little bit, if someone was playing in first person, it made me motion sick. And if someone was playing in third person and they like started falling, I could feel it in the pit of my stomach. So we'll not be playing it. It also looks like one of the buggiest and jankiest games ever made, which is entirely the point. But I saw a couple streamers got copyright strikes for it because apparently the game uses, I wasn't sure if it was either music from Studio Ghibli or inspired by it in one section of the game, like one really small section. And it's like an instant copyright strike. Which seems like an odd choice for a game that is 100% designed to be just streamer rage bait. Why would you put something in your game that would make it potentially flagged? So Mr. Krabs thinks that by defacing my superior eatery, he would render me too busy to concoct an ingenious plan to steal his secret formula. I lost Plankton's voice. I had it earlier. Never in my wildest dreams did I think he was capable of being such a foul deed. Close enough. Something only a real lowlife like myself would do. Well, Plankton, admitting flaws is the first step in solving them. Indeed, it was the very thing I did do. You telling me this is your fault? Then yeah, you had better pay me. This is your damage that I'm cleaning. I wonder if this is the canon number of roof planks and everything for the Krusty Krab. Someone knows. Saw that Mark Zuckerberg wanted to fight Elon Musk, like a boxing match or something, and Elon was all for it, and then Elon's mom said no. Which, I mean, props to her, I guess. I'm not. I have no vested interest in either of them. I'm not crazy about either of them as people or of the products that they have or anything. But props to her for having the common sense to realize that actual lizard Mark Zuckerberg is a good bit younger and significantly healthier than her son is, and would absolutely demolish him in a fight. We missed the chance to see him turn into an actual lizard, though. To see Zuckerberg turn into a real lizard in a boxing match. Or for Elon to attempt to pay, like, Mike Tyson to fight for him. Because that's probably what would have happened. He would have shown up and just... It would have been like, oh, Mike Tyson's gonna fight on my behalf. Or here's a robotic Muhammad Ali at his prime. Good luck. Would have been kind of neat to see that. Would have been very expensive on pay-per-view. I'm not entirely sure what prompted it either. It's a very weird thing. Crab smells. I guess it's one of those things where Zuckerberg wanted to seem more human and capitalize on the ever-growing dislike of Elon Musk. But still, very odd. They could have done it as a charity thing. That would have been good. Why did they do this, where you have to clean the floor? It's like an awkward line of it, too. You can see where it is. What else is big? What's in the news these days? I don't even know. It's summertime, and you know what that means. We're gonna go to the beach, gonna do some beachy things.
They should do regular show DLC for this game. I would kickstart that. No. Barnacle head. Dogfish loves catfish. Camp coral for life. Starfish roll. Fun. Ravioli, ravioli. It's the magic conch. They fit a lot of references onto this dumpster. Oop. Oh, we cleaned off handsome Squidward. Nematodes are people too. Fred was here. Some narwhal. I can't believe that. That just absent-mindedly cleaned off handsome Squidward. Of all the things to miss. Let's see what's on this side then. Bold and brash. Game of the year. Speaking of which, there's some big releases coming up towards the end of this year. Starfield is, of course, probably the biggest one. What else? There's Baldur's Gate 3 got pushed up, which is odd. Usually games get delayed, but no, it got pushed up by like a month. But yeah, Starfield is still coming out this year. And something else is too. There's one other big one, and I cannot, for the life of me, think of what it is right now. Racking my brain trying to think about it. What one other major release this year? Mayonnaise isn't an instrument. Can't be in this dumpster. Yeah, they really went for it. They just put all the references they could fit in here. Oh, Cyberpunk's big DLC is coming out. I think that's the other one I was thinking of. Supposedly with it, it's like a complete 2.0 for the game. I still think that's the most disappointing game I've ever played. What an absolute letdown that was. I never did finish it. I'm debating if I want to try to push through and do a playthrough now, and then another one with the DLC. Just to see how much it changed. Just so many false promises with it, though. Oh my goodness. And just basic features that could have and should have been in and weren't, or if they were, didn't work, and yeah. And it bothers me when I see people that are like, "Oh, but JD, it's so much better now. You should play it." Like, I read all the patch notes. I don't care how many bugs they fixed. Like, the bugs is embarrassing. Don't get me wrong, and it's good that they fixed them. But feature-wise, that game was an absolute train wreck, and was so bare bones. It's a kiddie pool the size of like a soccer pitch. It's ridiculous. There's a lot there, but there's no depth at all. It's embarrassing that, 15-year-old GTA San Andreas has significantly deeper mechanics in every single aspect that Cyberpunk attempted to do. Don't sell me on a big open world game and then not actually put stuff in it. Or the stuff you put in it is so bare bones and shallow and broken.
Don't listen to Plankton. He's just gone and covered his own chum bucket in muck to try to look innocent. So he has. He must think I was spawned yesterday.
Are crabs spawned? I guess they come out of eggs. Yeah. The dings sound really weird. That one, okay. Fixed itself. I know the nautical flags mean something. I wonder what these specific ones do. Like, there's dozens, if not hundreds, of different nautical flag meanings. I'm sure someone knows what these are, but... clean other stuff around them so it's easier to see what dirt they might still have. Okay. We're still at a fairly low percentile, but I think the chum bucket's going to be super quick. Like, it has a lot of dirt on it, but it's a very plain area. Okay, come on. Yeah, like this. This is just very repetitive motions, but we're racking up. In under a minute, we got like 3 or 4% just from doing this. So the entire chum bucket's going to be like this. Even here, I think we've gotten most of the hard parts. For a minute. Yeah. Although this could be... that could be iffy. Oop. Reach the loop, we're restarting. Need to pause for a second. My nose is running very badly for some reason. One of these days I'll be prepared and have tissues at the ready during allergy season, which is all year long anymore. It's weird that you develop more allergies as you age. That seems the opposite of what should happen. Like, your body would get used to things. Like, oh, ragweed? Yeah, we don't care about that anymore. But instead it's like, oh no, tree pollen. We can't handle that anymore. I don't even know what ragweed is, I just know that's like a common allergen. You see it in the commercials sometimes. For allergy medications. It's a weird thing that, with America, that there's ads for, like, medications on TV. Other countries don't do that. It's a bit odd. Like, you're supposed to go to your doctor and be like, oh, I saw an ad for this prescription. What do you think? Like, really? It's your doctor's job to figure that out. They should tell you. Unless you're a doctor, in which case you still have to go to other doctors, because I don't think you can treat yourself. I think there's, like, ethical concerns. Do you need a longer nozzle? Okay, it gave us that. That's good. I was gonna say, this could be a nightmare to clean. Let's get some... There we go. Say we need some angle, some leverage on it here. Oh, that's it. Okay then. Just need the base here. It's a different base for each side. I was gonna say, I don't think we touched that one at all. There we are. They did a really good job with this, though. I know I've said it a couple times now, but yeah, this is quite well done. There's a couple Spongebob video games that are apparently not terrible. I don't know, though, I always shy away from licensed games. There's lots of just awful ones. Like that new Golem video game. I don't know why that even exists. Why you would get the rights to make a Lord of the Rings thing and then make a video game about Golem? It's covered in dirt, has one round leg, and likes hopping a lot. Is it Mr. Krabs? Because whatever it is, it just left. What? confused. But anyway, yeah. Embracer Group, the company that sometimes calls themselves THQ Nordic, so that you think that they're not a shadowy conglomerate, paid like several $100 million for the video game rights to Lord of the Rings, and then the first thing they put out was a stealth platformer where you play as Gollum that takes place in between The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings. And they gave that game to Daedalic, a dev studio which is known for making visual novels, like point-and-click adventures and visual novels, and made them make a stealth action game. And it's just a complete train wreck. It's one of the lowest rated games ever made. I have no idea what anyone was thinking with that. It looks and sounds terrible. Apparently it's just a technical nightmare. The story's nonsensical. If you can battle through the jank, it's very short and repetitive. Like, there's a lot of cool things you could do with Lord of the Rings. That wasn't one of them. Not even remotely. They should remake Battle for Middle-earth. The game was sick. I would buy it in a heartbeat. You can't even play it anymore, since EA lost the rights, so you can't get it any place. So it's just abandonware. And even if you can find a place that has it, it just like doesn't run on modern stuff. Ooh, we'll get that. The Krusty Krab, 100% clean. Part of me wants to just end it here and be like, oh, screw you, Plankton. It'll be nice. I do like the episodes where they reveal that Mr. Krabs and Plankton are frenemies more than anything else. They both sort of enjoy the game. It's a very kind of Joker and Batman, or Dr. Venture and the Monarch kind of situation. They might claim to hate each other, but deep down, they know. That's what they should do, a Venture Brothers DLC. That would be amazing, oh my god. You clean the X1 and Brock's car. Sphinx's headquarters. The Monarch's cocoon. Yeah. God, that'd be so cool. Powerwash devs, if you're listening, just throwing it out there. Adult Swim seems like they probably need money, so you could pay them to license the Venture Brothers. You could even have it coincide with the movie. I think Adult Swim is owned by Warner Brothers, HBO, whoever that is now. They're not doing so hot right now. They keep making some pretty bad business decisions. The influx of cash from The Powerwash Sim devs could help keep the lights on. I suspect things are not that bad, but you never know. I do have to wonder if this was a case of, did the Powerwash devs approach SpongeBob, or the other way around? For the previous ones, I assume it was Square told the Powerwash devs to make them, because they sort of own the rights to those. I mean, they definitely own the rights to Final Fantasy. Tomb Raider's a little murkier, but they probably told them to do that. But this, who knows? I like that we can pick things up from just miles away. What an amazing talent. So far, so good, though. 75% of the way there. And again, the letters here are kind of the fiddly bits, and then we'll have an easier go of it. How are we supposed to clean that off? I think the top of that is higher than we can get. And there's for sure dirt up there. See it, yeah. I thought to do that. It's always been one of the little issues with this game, is sometimes they put dirt in very weird and hard to reach places. And I get it, it makes sense, you know, that's where dirt would be, actually. But in terms of getting to them and being able to clean them, sometimes it's been a bit of a pain. Almost to 80. How does the chum bucket stay in business? Do they ever address that? Never has any customers. Patrick, you're a genius. Those dirt circles on the chum bucket are exactly the same as our house on Conscious Street. Or our houses on Conscious Street. What do you mean, dirt circles? Let's investigate. Can't go around being a dirt-heaving tuber without somebody seeing something. Or dirt-heaving hopper. Hash-slinging slasher. Wonder how come Sandy's house isn't one of them. Maybe it is. Maybe that we'll get to that next. But... everyone's favorite Texan. Sandy Cheeks. I do think this is my favorite of their mixes. They only have 3. I wish they would do more. It's been like a year since they put out another one. Maybe even longer than that. I hope it means that they're hard at work on Arcane Season 2. I know they've been making some other video games that are like set in the League of Legends universe, which is kind of interesting. Honestly, I wish Valve would do that with Dota. I think both League and Dota have some interesting character designs and like potential like lore bits and everything, and they hardly ever explore them. I guess because the MOBA makes dirty money, but... I don't want to get frustrated at a 30 to 40 minutes multiplayer game. I would rather explore those universes with something else. I know I'm getting old. I care more and more and more about story over gameplay. I can say, unless I'm just blown away by something later this year, there's going to be at least 1 and quite possibly 2 visual novels on my Game of the Year list this year. And they don't have any gameplay at all. One is for sure going on. The other one, it will depend on what else we play, if it can fit the list. There's some stiff competition. We have played some outstanding games this year, and there's, again, potentially more to come. Starfield could be something special. It could also be a train wreck. It's Bethesda, you never know. I know I'm going to enjoy it. Like, even for the issues that Fallout 4 and Fallout 76 had, they're still fun. Okay, it's over now. Get back on top again, though, to get the top of the bucket handles. Although I am worried about that with Starfield, because the reason why Fallout 4 and 76 is fun isn't so much because of the gameplay or the writing or anything. The writing in both of them is okay. And the gameplay is nothing to write home about. They're very mediocre first-person shooters. But Bethesda still does very good world design and level design and world building. I'm afraid that is going to go by the wayside, though, in favor of kind of the, oh, you make your own fun sort of philosophy and procedural generation, which is a real shame. I get what they're going for. With a game like that, you have to.
And there's sort of this expectation that they're always going to get bigger and better, you know? But still. %. Additive mouse movements. My wrist is starting to get tired. Might be the last level. We'll see what the next one is, but I feel like I can only play this game in chunks as much as I like it, and as zen as it is. Also running out of things to talk about. How terrible. I should have had a list of topics prepared. Sometimes I do that. A little piece of paper. Hey JD, here's some stuff you can say. See Elden Ring was on sale. It's like $40, which is an absolute steal for that game. And a pretty good sale for Bandai Namco. Both them and Koei Tecmo, they have a lot of games and properties that I really enjoy, but they are so stingy when it comes to sales, and it's very frustrating. Do the long extension again. I was really tempted to get all of Atelier Ryza. I've heard really good things about it. And not just about the fact that the main character is dummy thick. People still say that? She 100% is though. But I've heard they're actually really good. I've tried to play some of the Atelier games before and just couldn't really get into them. But I heard that these ones really streamline some of the tedium, and they're more traditional JRPGs. Every now and then I get a craving to play a JRPG. And I scratched that itch a little bit when Honkai Star Rail came out. I just blazed through that, and that was... It's really good, actually. I was very pleasantly surprised. I knew nothing about it before it. Like, I saw it was announced. And then just didn't follow up on it. And I knew it was about, like, a train in space or something. And then I was devastated when you didn't get to play as a space train. But it ended up being a very good classical JRPG. The content drought in it, though, not so good. I feel like they could have... The story ends on, like, a cliffhanger. But there was several natural stopping points before that.
And I think they would have been better served stopping it at one of those and then drip feeding to get us to the cliffhanger. The events they've done are good, though. The one with the museum was a lot of fun. It's just the management game from Yakuza. But building a museum, and I thought that was very clever. It's good of them to recognize that because it's JRPG combat, that would get very repetitive very fast, so events need to be other things than that. They can't just fall back on the lazy thing that Genshin does when it's short on content and it's just, oh, here's a combat domain but with a slight twist. Like, you can't do that in a JRPG because the combat isn't really anything special. Like, you have some nuance to it, but not enough to make a combat-centric event really stand out. So instead they've relied on kind of gimmicks and some fun writing, which I like. That might be making the list this year. See how it continues, but very pleasantly surprised with it. Skip through that, see what the next one is.
Sweet mother of pearl, you saved the day, so you have. Just in time for opening hour. I'll pays you straight away, so don't worry about money. I've already taken out of Squidward's wages. Say, have you seen me cook, have you? Young SpongeBob's gone missing, and these patties aren't gonna flip themselves.
$300 dues for that.
Oh, fish paste. The muck spreader struck again last night. This time it's hit Mr. Krabs' paddy wagon. No one's seen the filthy hopper anywhere, so it looks like we're back to square one. My friend Sandy Cheeks is coming over to help me investigate. She's the smartest aquanautic squirrel I know. Together we'll get to the bottom of this. Let's split up. We'll search for clues in the dirt, and you wash away it all with your shouty water cannon.
Shouty? What does that mean? There's nobody at the chum bucket. Just wanted to investigate some of these things here. Yeah, we'll clean this one real quick. This should be a pretty quick one here. Let's do the short extension, 15 degrees. Vehicles usually are pretty quick. Holy mackerel, SpongeBob said things are messy, but this here is muckier than a mad moose in a marsh. Oh god. That's very mucky. Anyway, don't mind me. I'm gonna quietly go about my detective business. Looking for three M's, means, motive, and opportunity. First, the crime scene itself. It's like some kind of spontaneous dirtification. It does. It really does. None of its surroundings are affected, just the wagon itself. Exactly like a Con Street, the Krusty Krab, and the Chum Bucket. It's almost like they've been repeatedly pecked at by some mysterious hostile beast of the deep. I feel like they're hinting at something that I don't know because I'm not a big enough SpongeBob fan. Who did this has one almighty mouth on its hands, or should I say face? It's usually where mouths are.
faces. I would totally drive this car. There we go. Playing a little bit more of Divinity Dragon Commander off stream. I played it back in February on stream, and then probably got busy with other things and didn't get to touch it again. Gameplay's okay in it. The writing's very fun though. They clearly focused on that. It almost feels like they had the makings of a visual novel, or like a more long-winded RPG, and then decided that they had to do something else gameplay-wise with it. Like, it's a very strange mishmash of several different genres at once, and it makes me wonder if there just wasn't multiple teams at Larian working on things. All of them were sort of half done, and they were like, screw it, we'll put them together, we gotta work on Original Sin instead. Because it came out like within a couple months of the first Original Sin, which was a big deal for Larian. Could it be Plankton? His only interest is the formula. Yeah, I don't think it's him. Anyone or anything that would have a vendetta against so many people. Drawing a blank, Sandy. You gotta... You could pull off such a stunt without anyone noticing. So one I know who has the viciousness, the guile, the speed, and diameter to do such a thing. It's the hash-slinging slasher. It's got to be. Is it Patrick? She's really just keeping us on read here, huh? 1 minute, I need to recharge my device. Yeah, well, okay. Oh. Okay. Some filthy lettuce. It's just like real lettuce. Big leafy greens like that, lettuce and spinach and a couple others, are often grown in just filthy conditions. That's why they always have like recalls and tainted salads and stuff. What else is here to
clean. Hood? Oh! I thought it looked a little weird. I don't recognize this at all. This is something from an episode I've never seen. It makes sense that it exists, though. We have to use this for in here. Actually. Just a little bit of verticality here. This is one of those things that's just kind of annoying to clean. Engine pump, its fryer itself. There we are. Yep, we're just one of the background fish. Jumpin' jellyfish, that's the paddy wagon, all right. By the way, did Sandy tell you she cracked the case? We're calling in Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy. They're the only ones who can stop the grubby fiend. There's evil afoot, evil! But it's no fun, amigo. It's a bubble, a dirty bubble. He's been painting the whole town brown. Oh, that makes sense, yeah. Tracked him to the jellyfish fields. No, wait, the jellyfish fields. But he's cornered us, and we didn't think a round thing could do that. Finally, he sucked us in with his awesome surface tension. Managed to pry our way out of Barnacle Boy's rough rock-eating tongue, but the invisible boatmobile's a wreck. It's covered in every type of gunk you'd ever find and all you can eat if you were a clam. Barnacle Boy says you'd have some kind of squirter you could pressure into working for you. I respect that. Mermaid Man was voiced by, It's somebody famous. Is it Ed Asner or something? So this is gonna disappear as I clean it, isn't it? Oh my god, they really did it. This is making my day. Oh jeez. Sandy Cheeks was right. We have to chase the dirty bubble and hightailing it from Paddy Wagon. Okay. Maybe we will just finish this. Because I think there's just one more level after this. I'm so glad they made this the actual invisible boatmobile. This... Hats off to you. Don't worry, kiddo. We're gonna wipe out that big dirty bubble. Soon as we wipe down our shoes, the mud's deep in here, and I don't like it one bit. I know people joked about it online of like, oh, they should do the invisible boatmobile, and then it, you know, it's dirty and then it becomes invisible as you clean it, and then they actually went and did it. We spotted him, bobbing evilly north. Wait a minute, you realize what's north of here? Guess I don't need to do the dirto vision, I can kind of see. Barnacle Boy says due north is Goo Lagoon. I care who's do what. If the dirty bubble makes it that far, we can kiss goodbye. The 7 colors of the rainbow. These jellyfish are really testing our supply of antihistamines. Mermaid Man already has a rash for being inside the dirty bubble. Gross, I did not need to know that. Uncle Boy. Keep your medical issues to yourself. But yeah, whoever voiced Mermaid Man, it was somebody famous and they passed away. Oh, this is... Oh, jeez. Door handle and windscreen. Okay. Okay. It's the other door handle. That was very well done. Awesome. By the sleeve of Neptune, you've done it. The invisible boatmobile looks fantastic. I assume it's so good not to see it again. Get a load of this news. It'll blow your fins off. We finally apprehended the dirty bubble. Caught him in the act of evil. Open mouth he was and inches away from Goo Lagoon. Can you imagine? I can't. I have no visual imagination. When you get inside the mind of a criminal, you don't need it. Guess the very move. We're headed to the Mer Lair now. Welcome, friend. Welcome to the elusive prison of Fangor. No, wait, I mean the Mer Lair. I live here, don't I? Too tired to do the voices. Guess what? That dirty bubble struck again, this time within our very walls. Don't ask me how, but he escaped, ran around, dirtied up the place before quick as night, sneaking back into his impregnable hold, for which escape is impossible. Nose is still running. Look what he's done. He's made it a festering nest of negligence. Do something before we descend into a pit of self-loathing. Okay. I feel like they're in cahoots to make it gross in here. This doesn't look like the work of the dirty bubble to me. It's more like years of persistent dirt and inefficient cleaning techniques. Yeah. Let's get the telly on so we can watch something while we clean. I like that it's functional. It's not expecting that. Okay, so we need to get this clean so we can see what it is. I mean, obviously it's Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy, but wonder if we can mess with any other knobs here. The crime computer. I was never crazy about Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy's characters. Like, obviously I know what they're going for, you know, it's supposed to be... What if Batman and Robin got old? And even as limited as they are used in the show, I feel like it's overplayed a little bit. Oh, that's the only settings, just off and on. We can't change anything else with it. A bit of a letdown. Well, still, we'll finish this while we're over here. This might be a long level, though. Nose is still running. Ugh. Gross. It's a giant thing to clean. Oh my god. Oop. Trying to think what else is going on. So earlier in the month, we played Summer's End, the visual novel about the women in Hong Kong. And we could not play all of it on stream because it had some adult DLC, so I ended up replaying it with that enabled. I just skipped through the parts I'd seen already and got to it. It wasn't super raunchy. We might have been able to get away with it on stream, but I didn't want to risk it. It really did contextualize their relationship a lot more, though. To the point where it probably should have been mandatory. There was like two... It gave you some more gallery pieces, and those were a little raunchier, so that was where it fell afoul. But to the point where, had it just been text descriptions, I think they should have just done it and made it mandatory, because it really did add to understanding where they were both coming from, if that makes any sense, on the much more intimate level. Which is a weird thing to say, but it was a sex scene that added quite a lot in terms of story.
And I also got the bad ending. Like I made a save at that point and picked the bad ending where you wind up with Joey. Or just... It's not explicitly said, but you get a flash forward 10 years later. And you have a family and children, and you're moving to America, you're leaving Hong Kong. Which I thought was interesting, that by going with the traditional pick, you end up leaving Hong Kong, whereas if Sam and Michelle stay together, they stay in Hong Kong. I really liked that kind of juxtaposition of doing what was expected resulted in you leaving the traditional place. Interesting narrative choice. But yeah, the presentation of that game was stellar. I like when a game knows exactly what vibe it's trying to hit and just nails it out of the park. 10 out of 10 for that. Because it's hard to do. But aesthetic is make or break. God. I feel like we're not making any progress in this. This the Orb of Confusion. What is this? The Wall of Superhero Gadgetry. Oh my god. Oh, the individual items on the wall are things we have to clean too. Oof. Yeah, I was hoping for a gimme on this, that we would get most of it, and then it would just be like, yep, good job. Don't tell me there's dirt on the back, too. Okay. There's no way to get back there, so there can't be. Yeah, without the tri-nozzle, I feel like we're not making a lot of progress on some of this kind of hard-on dirt. Switch back to this one.
filthy in here. Can't believe Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy live like this. Actually, no, I can. Yeah. So what other stuff can we interact with? That's the big question. The Hand of Justice. I feel like we saw all the cool things. Prison chamber, frozen tartar. Can we unfreeze him? Nope. Oh my god, there's a lot of little bobs and knobs. Oof. How the hell do you clean up there? Costumes of the International Justice League of Super Acquaintances. Who would you be, SpongeBob? I'd be the elastic waistband. With those stretching powers, I could change the channel without having to find the remote. I feel like elasticity would be a very good power. Like the Thing and Human Torch for sure got the short end of the stick with the Fantastic Four. Being stretchy and invisibility are way more useful. And out of those four, I think stretchy is the most useful. Like, invisibility's, I guess, potentially cool? I don't know, it seems like it's more of an evil kind of power. And especially if anything you touch isn't, like, is still visible, you know? Like, oh, I'm gonna go steal a bunch of hamburgers from McDonald's. Okay, then there's just gonna be a bunch of floating hamburgers, and you'll be found out pretty quick. It only really works if you go with the assumption that anything you touch or have on your person while you're invisible is also invisible. But even then, still, the primary use of visibility would be crimes. Just straight up things that are illegal, illicit, or frowned upon. Oh my goodness.
Just think of all the hamburgers you could steal, though.
Alright, what else is still on the wall? The radar boot, the cosmic ray, and the bubble wand, and the aqua glove. The radar boot. Is that it? Okay, so yeah, that's everything there. Jeez. Probably not a good idea to power wash a computer like this. Just thought of that. Okay. Do you want to see the costumes? We'll go with those at least. So yeah, it's the liquid magma. It's the elastic waistband. The quickster. And misappear. So they are kind of aping the Fantastic Four with these. I never knew that, or realized it, I guess. Except for Quickster is definitely not the thing. But all the rest, this is just Human Torch, Reed Richards, Invisible Woman. Sorry, Mr. Fantastic. Wonder if they're ever going to make a good Fantastic Four movie. I wonder if I'll even care. I just kind of stopped caring about the Marvel stuff. There's too much of it. I feel like they fell into the same trap that comic books did. Where it's like, oh, I like Spider-Man. But to follow Spider-Man's story, he's in Fantastic Four this week, so I have to buy Fantastic Four. And then you want to know what Fantastic Four is up to give that context, so you gotta go back and buy a bunch of their stuff. And it turns out that 2 weeks ago they met up with the X-Men. And then it becomes this huge thing. And now that's the way the TV shows are. Or that's the way Marvel is with the TV shows now. You can't just be like, oh, I'm gonna watch the newest movie. Like, no. If you missed the 6 miniseries that took place in between them, you're not gonna know what the hell's going on. Yeah, I feel like we've made no progress on this. Oh my goodness. Go for a little bit longer, get an even 3 hours. Try to get to 40% as well so we can get some more sick lore. Aim for some of these big areas to try to hit it. Yeah, not giving the tri-nozzle in this is cruel. How does Captain Magma not have a butt? How do none of them have butts? And kill butt on all of them. Whoa! Everything's so dirty still. I recognize some of the things in here. I feel like this is something we should be able to activate. Just has that vibe, but no. Oh, there's stuff on the walls too. So much dirt. Some of that's really on there too. Damn you, chemistry. Making a mess. Well, there we go. Had to get that meme in there. Trying to think, we didn't see Gary, which was odd. He was mentioned, but we never saw him or anything related to him. We saw Jellyfish, but no Jellyfish Catcher. No Flying Dutchman. No Mrs. Potts, or... was her name right? Sandy was... she talked to us but did not appear. We didn't get anything of hers. So the really muscly lobster. Didn't get. Is it Larry? We didn't get the Salty Spittoon or Weenie Hut Jr. Those would have been good ones too. What else? What else would have been good? I'm very glad we got the Invisible Boatmobile, though. That makes up for how incredibly tedious this level is. I feel like we're just not making progress at all. What else is still here? God, even the light. Ridiculous. Glad we still have ups, though, that our fishman can jump just as much as the main character from Powerwash. Washy the Washer. Do we have a canonical name? Super acquaintance would I be? Super good question, Patrick. That's what we need. We need to know, SpongeBob. I'd be the Quickster, able to travel vast distances at the speed of light. Would I get tired? If I ran to rock bottom in under a second, would I then collapse out of exhaustion? That's a good question. I just assume no. Otherwise, it would be a pretty crappy power. Bit of a monkey's paw there. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like they could have left the cool stuff in and then, like, not had us do these pillars. Even though this is easy percentile. They're dreadfully boring. Are you kidding me? And the very tops of them, too. That's kind of cruel. Oof. It's a cool level, though, especially if you like Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy. I guess that might be part of my issue again. They're not my favorite part of the show. Yeah, okay, it's pretty generous on the percent on those. Touch the chairs or table in the middle. Okay. Go. Yeah, this is a doozy of a level here. Maybe we'll get to 50% and then be it. Finish off the crime computer. Might get us there. My God. Let that ladder go. This one. Oops. No. No. I want us to get onto that. Lots of tactical cleaning back here. Tight quarters. Can't use any attachments. Sort of just pure skill comes into play. Oof. This cleaning's tiring work. Imagine doing this for real. Egads. I think we can leave it there, though. It's 3 hours now, give or take. This is a very good DLC. I'm glad they added this. They clearly had a lot of fun with this and love for the source material. Wish this last level wasn't so tedious, but excellently done. Very cool to see, and it shows that they're not afraid to get kind of weird with what they might add to this game, so I have high expectations for the future. I certainly enjoy this, as I always do, Powerwash Sim. And whether you were here live or you watch this VOD later on down the road, I hope you enjoy this too. And until next time, have a good one.